an hour and a half late. Mark sent me a message saying, "Are you okay?" I forgot it was Sunday. Ever since I've been in Maine, I just keep telling everybody, it seems like an endless Saturday. Every day seems Saturday. I have no idea what day it is at any time. Christmas, in the middle of Christmas Eve, Peter's birthday. Ah! And I completely spaced off on it being Sunday. Playing with Eli, doing our thing. I got in the shower. I get out and I get that message from Margie saying, "Are you okay?" Yeah, I'm okay. Totally okay. As some would say. I'm not. Some would say I'm crazy. Especially my family. We had a great day yesterday. Had some deep talks. I know most of my family does not want to go deep. But there were some talks that happened. Had some releasing going on. As much as that ego mind hates to go inside and get to the real feelings of what's going on here, sometimes I push it. Yeah. So we had a great day. Travis and Tiff and Claire. Eli and Claire played so good together. It was so cute watching them. And then they went sliding. And the sliding thing was funny because they had no idea how fast they were going to go down that hill right in the front yard. Taylor and Angel's front yard. They were flying down. They actually, Taylor had to save the day because it could have been broken backs. All right, Sophie. Phoebe. So, no one's here today. So, I talk to myself. I'm talking to myself anyway. So, what has been stirring inside? Basically, what's been stirring inside is the reason why we came to Earth. Somebody's here. Does anybody have an idea what the reason is for us being here? I don't want to say purpose because there really isn't a purpose. I don't like that. It feels like pressure in the body when you have to find your purpose. That whole thing is a big thing out in the spiritual world or whatever, finding your purpose. People are stressed to the max. I can't find my purpose. What is my purpose? I don't know my purpose. There doesn't have to be a purpose. But we can see. Okay, let's talk about Eli already. He's starting with the mind. This is brand new for him. Mind. This is when we start attaching to things and people. My mom, my dad, my toy. The attachment to people drops. It comes along with the feeling of I can lose it. I can lose something. It's the identity, the human believing that we're a body. What I've always said, when we believe, the first belief, well, we are a body with a name, and it's painful because the number one belief in that body and mind is I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. So it will never look good enough. No matter, I remember when I was a teenager, Peter and I first started dating, I believed I was fat because I had a tiny, tiny little belly. You know, that caused so much pain and suffering throughout my life. And now, this belly is the biggest. I don't know if it's the biggest it's been, probably not because it's been bigger pregnant. And it's not driving my life. I see the thoughts arise when I'm getting dressed or just getting out of the shower or whatever. I see the thoughts, but there's no identification with them. There's no it's not a held belief, which causes so much pain. It's just a fleeting thought because it's a pattern that has been here for 60 years. Well, pretty much not 60, but say 55 years. I don't know if I was 5 when I started. No. So 50 years anyway. I'm sure around 10 I started because in the Parody family, everybody had big bellies. My mother, all my aunts, and my grandmother. And it was called the Parody belly. And that is where the pattern of thought, I have the parody belly, and it was always fighting it, trying to cover it, trying to make it enough. And those thought patterns are not who you are. It's just a thought. And that may sound frivolous because I remember saying one time to my sister when she was saying something off the cuff, and I said, that's just a thought. What do you mean it's just, she got really defensive. It's literally just a thought. You don't have to believe it. You are not the thought, and you have the choice whether to go down the road with it or not. As you start seeing the patterns of thought, you don't have to go down the Doomsville road with them. Because once the pattern starts, other patterns collect with it, and it goes down the rabbit hole of something's wrong with me. I'm a piece of shit. That all of that is subconsciously in every human being's mind. And when you realize this, you can let the others off the hook because they're the same. Everybody is identified with their body as if it's them. And it isn't. And this journey, to me, to Lori, this journey has all culminated in seeing that I'm not this body. That this body is being used as a vehicle to experience things, to experience life. And anything she fights weakens her. Anything she loves and accepts empowers her. Because anything you love, you feel it. Anything you hate, you feel it. And that's how you are being in the world. That's how this body and mind is being in the world, is either through love or fear. It's afraid of not being enough. But that creates judgment, pain. Whenever we judge someone else, you're not judging that someone else. You're judging yourself, or you're identifying yourself as a judger. We are the same thing. Every one of us is the same exact thing. And this body and mind, you don't have to be attached to it. And if you're not attached to it, you're not attached to any of the other bodies and minds. They can come and go. And it doesn't have to be painful at all. The more attached you are to something, the more painful it is within you. Because then there's the fear of losing it. And then there's let's just start with our kids, the overprotective, got to protect them at all costs, because if something happens to them, what's going to happen to me? Painful. That is so painful. Good morning, Cynthia. Thank you for being here an hour and a half late. I forgot. I thought it was Saturday. I literally thought it was Saturday. I got out of the shower and I'm doing everything, and I get a ding, a messenger from Margie. She's like, "Are you okay?" She goes, I looked for you on. I said, "Oh my God, it's Sunday." It's just been an endless Saturday. And you know what? It's okay. It is totally okay. I'm not beating myself up for it. I'm laughing. And that's the thing. When you're not attached to this body as who you are, this body and mind, you know that everything is happening exactly the way. Here I go again. The word's supposed to be just doesn't act the way it's meant to be. The way it's meant. Now, I could use that as my mind could have thoughts of, "Oh my God, how stupid are you? What? How could you missed out on whatever." I actually can't even call back any, because there's no there's no beating myself up about it. Perfect timing at all times, no matter what. Exactly, Cynthia. It's perfect timing. And when we fight and think it should be any other way, like say you're invited to some place and you're not there on time. It's supposed to be 10 o'clock and you're not there till 11 o'clock or whatever. You can beat yourself up all day. Doesn't matter. It doesn't. You're going to be there when you're going to be there. It's the patterns of thought that beat you up that you can look at and see. That's just a thought. I'm going to call this, it's just a thought. That's what I'm going to label this, because that's what it started out as. It's just a thought. Literally, everything is just a thought. I was listening to a near-death experience thing last night. Woo! It was so good. Some of them, you can actually feel what it would be like. He said, as soon as, what was he? Can't remember what he was dying of. Drowning. He was in the ocean. The Pacific Ocean on something that broke apart in this nasty surf. He survived this. But when he died, the peace and calm within that he felt is palpable. You can totally, he captured it so beautifully. And how when he came back into his body, the denseness, he was the light, or see, your mind's going to want to put it into a box of light, but there is no box. There's just what is. He saw his body going through what it was going through outside of it, and he was like, how am I going to get back in there? Because he was so expansive that everything, it just couldn't conceive it would fit in that body. That's why we feel so contracted and dumbed down. He said the clarity, the mind expansion, all that is, the knowing. Because when we're identified with the mind, and body, it's so limited. It's so limited. Lately I've been having downloads of things I think I talked about, you know, knowings of things. Like clarity, like coming out of nowhere. It's like knowing that something's going to be a certain way. And that's exactly how it is. Then there's other times catch yourself going into a situation. Oh, he's not going to be receptive to that. He's not going to be, she's not going to. Well, of course, whatever you say, whatever you believe it to be, is what it will be. There was that near-death experience thing really inspired me to write that thing to put that. What was it? Our purpose here or whatever. Every situation that happens to you is necessary for your growth. There are no mistakes. I could look at the scamming thing and losing $30,000 and being sucked into believing I was right and everybody else was wrong. That ego belief held on to I'm right. And they're all going to see. Boy, did they see, all right. I saw clearly that was the best thing that ever happened to me. There we go with the to me. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I was not a victim and I never will be a victim. No matter what happens, I know there's a seeing in any situation. I cannot blame somebody else. If I blame them, the three fingers are pointing back at myself. Because this morning I said something. Oh, because Taylor's having a bunch of friends come over, and I get to one of their friends, Fee. She's pregnant. And I've never seen her pregnant. She's such a sweetheart. And Felicia's her name. We call her Fee. And they were trying to figure out when they're going to be at this place. The kids are all going. We're watching Eli. They're going to a place to just have some drinks and hang out together. And then they're coming back here. And Fee and her boyfriend or whatever are going to meet them here. They don't want to go to Absalom. So they were trying to discover. I said, so what if she comes early? I'd love to have a chat with her. And Taylor says, she's going through a lot right now. She doesn't need your whatever. And Angel goes, she's a licensed therapist. I said, yeah. Most people really like me. It's only my family that doesn't. And that's the truth. I get the most kickback from the family. They're not open. So where am I not open? That's what I asked Mom when I got out of the show. Where am I not open? I said, show me. I talked to Mom the most. After Dad died, I talked to him a lot. But since Mom has died, I always call in her. What do I need to see? I need to see this. I'm ready to see this. Yeah, they're all around us. If you're open to seeing, they're gonna show you. If you're open. Anyway. What did I? Oh, we incarnate onto this planet to learn who you really are as love. Because each one of us, when we believe that we're this body and mind, we're trying to seek love. I already see Eli looking for the praises. He'll do something and look at us all to see if we're watching. He's not even a year and a half yet. So already that praise, the ego is building. And when he doesn't, mine, When he doesn't have it, there's a meltdown. That's life. We build up this ego, believing we are these thoughts and the body. And some of us, not all of us, but some of us are open to this message and realize that the suffering sucks when I fight life. And we get to question, what is it? Why am I suffering so much? Why am I blaming everybody out there? Why? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to get back to that one. No. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I will get back to that. I haven't seen that name on there in a long time. That's a couple, an elderly couple that we met in Florida that I just love. We did a lot for them. They're beautiful people. Anyway, that got me off. I was on such a good roll. Cynthia, what was I saying? What the heck? There was something on my phone. Oh, it was about we incarnate onto this planet to learn who you really are as love. Because he's looking, he's thinking, he's already starting that. Okay. Ooh, this is good. He's already starting that ego mind and who he is. Eli, he says, oh, the way he says Eli is so cute. I can't do it. Anyway. So, something just fell up there. So he's starting to separate himself. The identity is starting. Do you get this? His identity, his me, is starting. His identity is starting. So as his identity starts, there's going to be more and more beliefs coming on about himself. You are always on a roll. Keep up the great message later. There's a ghost near me. That'd be my mom. Or my dad. Or, oh, my countless hair customers. I'm sure they're all around me. Thank you, Jimmy. Happy New Year, Jimmy. Happy New Year to all of you. So his identity is building up inside his mind because it wasn't there until recently. He's starting to see Eli and understand that that's him. So when the parents have an issue with whatever he's doing, it's going to hurt. All these hurts that's the patterns of thought. I'm wrong. I'm doing it wrong. I. Me. That's where it all begins. That's how hard it is to undo. It's not, hard. You don't even have to undo it because you've never really separated. It's just a thought that you believe you're a person with a name, a body and mind with a name. Before that, it happens to you. Aw, thank you, Jimmy. Mwah. Yeah, can you see this? This is just so clear to me. I don't know if it is coming across as clear, but that baby, before he knew he was an Eli, before Jimmy, before Cynthia, before Margie, there's no one there. No one to take anything personally. Like, we laugh at Eli. He does silly things that crack us up. But right now, there's not enough identity there to feel hurt that we're laughing at him. Our thoughts create our feelings and make our reality. That's exactly it. Our thought, we have a thought, and it creates the feeling inside the body of uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, and we don't like my granddaughter. I wanted her boyfriend to come. She's been with him a year and a half, and nobody knows him. He doesn't. I said, why don't you bring him to the Christmas thing yesterday? He'd be too uncomfortable. God forbid somebody be uncomfortable. How else are you going to be comfortable I could make him, okay. When I run into people, no matter where I run into them, they feel love. They remember the love that they are through my acceptance. My acceptance of me makes the acceptance of them. Even my girlfriend's son, who is so lost right now in drugs, and actually, I think he's in jail right now. I met him and we had a great connection. Really good connection in an hour. I don't even think we were together an hour, maybe a half hour, because we went to Goodwill and got him his clothes or whatever. But the lady on the beach, everybody, and Turks and Caicos, every. When you're okay with you, you're not coming into a situation where you need something from somebody. That's what Lisa Carnes said to me back in 2016 when I went to her retreat in Spain. She said, I love that you don't need anything from me. That was the highest compliment ever. I don't need anybody's love because I know I'm it. And when you know you're it, it's free to flow. Life is free to flow however it does. And when there's thoughts coming up saying blah, 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 saying my family doesn't, that's the only one that gives me a hard time. Obviously, that's for me. That's just a pattern of thought. So I'm believing it and feeling it. So that's how it's going. Cynthia, thank you for that. That's exactly it. I'm believing that my family thinks I'm a whack job and won't accept me. So, of course, that's the way it's playing out. Wow. This should be interesting to watch. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Because basically, I'm blaming them for not accepting me. So that's part of me that's not accepting me. Whew. That's a good one. That's a damn good one to sit and meditate with. When you figure it out, that's another layer of freedom. I don't know if there's a final freedom. I don't know. Some people say, like the Maharshi, Ramana Maharshi, the people like that, Robert Adams, Wayne Dyer, freaking on it goes, Adyashanti, Muji. But I don't know, because I haven't found an end game. It would be nice. My mind, Lori, wants there to be an end game. She wants to know it all. But in reality, I just want to be. Just be. And that's basically most of when you're just being, the joy just comes out just for being. It's not because of a car or a house or a grandkid or anything outside of you, anything in the world. It's just being okay to be within yourself. Sitting by yourself with your own thoughts. A friend of mine, we just became friends on Facebook this morning. I went to school with him in high school, and he friended me. So I was on Facebook this morning looking, and he said there was a thing, Christmas Eve. I'm sitting here all alone. It was like a negative, So I wrote on there, you're exactly where you need to be. Life makes it perfect for you if you take that opportunity. Take that opportunity to sit by yourself without any distractions and just go inside. So many thoughts are just going to come up, but that's when you can see those thoughts and see if you're seeing them, can you be them? Good question, huh? If you're seeing those thoughts and images going on in your mind, I've been doing this for years. Can you be them if you're seeing them? Just like if you see, let's see. Ooh, there was something there. It's gone. Something about a mirror. Something about a mirror. So Eli's been watching on my phone the little videos of him sliding. Oh my God. Taylor's front yard is a slope, pretty good slope. And they got on a tube yesterday and they almost died. They went so fast. He didn't realize how fast it was going to go. Oh boy. So he's watching the video of him going down with his dad on the tube. Who is he? Is he the one watching the video or the one in the video? There's a deep one. He's not at any of them. That he's the one watching the whole thing. We are the ones watching all of this happening. Seemingly happening, because really nothing is happening. Literally nothing is happening here. Because there is quite literally only now. All the rest is imagination. Memory and future. Neither one is real. It's gone. It's living in thought. You can look at it on a video, but that's not him. Right? He's the one watching the video. God, when I get on these things, I have no idea what I'm going to say. Sometimes it goes down. Whew. Anyway, thanks for joining, you guys, an hour and a half late. Shoot! I wanted to label this. I said in the beginning, I was going to type in what I was going to. I don't remember. It was a simple thing about thought. Cynthia, do you remember what I said? I wanted to title this. I hate rewatching these to try to find a title, because before I put it on YouTube, I got to put a title on it. A title and a description. But I honestly cannot recall anything I say in these. I cannot. I have to watch it to find out. But I like to find it in the beginning, so I don't have to watch the whole thing. But sometimes, actually last week's I watched, wow, thoughts. It was thoughts, but what was it about thoughts? It's just a thought. That's it. It's just a thought. Yep, that's what it is. Thank you for bringing me back. It's so good. It's so good for me. All right. Thank you guys for joining. And whoever watches this after, God, it was over 500 again. I honor you for entertaining something different than what life teaches us. For looking, for questioning that there might be a different way that doesn't involve suffering, hurting inside. Anyway, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you that watches this. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Cynthia sending love to all. She always does. Mwah! Have a happy, happy new year, all of you.